Hello. Hi, friends. I apologize for the lack of sound. Yeah, that's my fault. Going back.
Okay, so are we good now?
Can they hear us?
Yes.
Yep,
That
sound
says-
is back up. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and start that all over again. Yeah, we're live here at Games Tavern. So with Dirty Deeds, we're going to go around exploring Eberron. Welcome you if this is your first time here. Definitely glad to have you here with us live on Twitch. You can also check out all of our older videos on YouTube, which we upload about 48 hours later. Don't forget to go ahead, follow and subscribe to us so you can go ahead and keep up with everything we got going on here. We're really excited, as you could tell before. We're ready to get into this, but we are going to go ahead and go back over a couple of those announcements that didn't quite come through.
Starting with Amazon Prime subscriptions. If you have Amazon Prime, you get a free Prime gaming subscription every single month, and you can go down and click on the subscribe now button, and it'll pop up there. So please go down, hit the button, and you can join other subscribers with our Prime Gaming sub-only emotes and special subscriber-only channel on the TGT Discord. So come check it out.
Coming out with us because we love you, our friends, and we love your support. And what better way to show that support than by cheering on your favorite character tonight? Tonight, when you cheer 500 bits, you will award inspiration to a random player. But if you cheer 1,000 bits, you get to pick which character gets inspiration. So please save us from certain doom.
A huge thank you to Overhead Games for sponsoring the show. Please go to overheadgames.com where you can check them out yourself by clicking out the link in the chat.
And I was muted. It's all right.
Oh, we're just having a great time tonight.
Tonight, thanks to our sponsors, we are giving away an epic character generator sponsored by Overhead Games. So the raffle for the package will begin shortly and will continue to take entries until the end of the stream when we pick a winner. Type !epic. Once you see the notice in the chat that the raffle is live, you must be a follower to enter and you must be present at the end of the night. That's very important, guys. You got to be present at the end of the night in chat for the staff to contact you to win.
All right. I think that's all of our announcements. I think hopefully no more tech issues. But we'll see with that. Right now we are still short Halceris, but he should be joining us here very shortly. So we'll go ahead and get back into our story of our crew from Dirty Deeds, who last week, having returned to New Seer, discovered that the Manticore attacks had gotten worse. And so they started looking around town, asking the local guards and some of the townspeople, even scaring off, one of the farmers with a kobold over Echo's shoulder as she chased her back into the city.
You just really have to add that in,
Oh, well, I got to remind everybody what happened. Our adventurers decided that they were going to set up an ambush for one of these manticores for that evening. So they went out to one of the farm fields, convinced one of the farmers to let them use a cow as bait, set up a nice little teepee, and waited for the manticore to attack. Which they realized as it came down that it was actually behind them, as it had gotten word of this impending ambush. The fight ensued, and one of the guards that was out there to assist our adventurers, who was only a week away from retirement, ended up getting crushed by the falling manticore after Echo killed it with the boomerang. But upon killing the manticore, they were able to capture one of its kobold allies, who poor Bella the cow had fallen to. They took the kobold stone back to the jail cells, where they started to interrogate him, finding out about a mysterious figure with a whip that's located within the same caverns that the manticores are, and that seems to be driving these attacks. As they were discussing what their next action should be, they heard a small yelp come from the kobold, and they looked over and found that it had been poisoned by a scorpion. Upon looking at the scorpion, Tyrion recognized it from an individual from his past who liked to use this particular species of scorpion as an assassination tool by placing it into the beds of those he had targeted. So our group decided to venture back to the bunkhouse where they were going to try to lay down for an evening's rest, and decided to go ahead and check their beds first just to make sure, and discovered that there was one of these scorpions in each of their bunks. And that is where we left our adventurers last week, as they come to realize that they seem to be being targeted as well. So adventurers, what would you like to do? Okay. Yep. So you do that. Nothing falls out. No other insects. No bugs. No nothing.
I'd like to take a step outside and just look around.
Okay. What are you looking for? Or are you just
Traces
observing?
Of, good old. I mean, I just. I'm not specifically looking for like a trail to go follow.
Okay.
But when just look outside and let's take a look around.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
First roller of the night.
Here we go. Make it good.
Yeah. Make it great. Yeah. It's a 6. It's not great.
Yeah.
I mean, it is midnight.
It's with it being almost midnight, you're tired, plus the poisons and sting that you just got from that scorpion. You're just not really feeling it. All right. What are the rest of you doing?
All right. Well, it's past my bedtime.
I think Halceris is going to. We haven't fleshed out the bunkhouse, but is there a chair and like easy furniture sort of thing?
Yeah, there's a small table with some chairs and stuff in there, so y'all could actually take a meal in here if you wanted to.
Sure. I think House Saris is going to just kind of post up at the one end of whatever the pallet kind of situation that we're setting up for camping, and he's going to just lean back and old man snooze in the chair.
Okay.
Lean on back. Just going to rest my eyes. Don't worry.
So, who is on watch? Because it's not Halceris.
I'll take a look. I'll watch it.
I'll hang out. I'll keep you awake while you look around.
Sure. Yeah, I could use the help.
Okay. All right, so y'all are going to rotate watches throughout the night, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Okay.
Last, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you only need your 4 hours anyway. So, okay. So, I mean, the night actually does go by pretty uneventful. I mean, you all hear some animals outside, but nothing alarming as you all take your individual watches throughout the evening. And then the sun starts to rise, and you all come awake after a nice, much needed evening of sleep.
I'm always suspicious when the night goes well.
That normally is indicator of not enough sleep, but it's probably okay.
I think we've just had some terrible nights so far that it's finally nice to get some peaceful sleep.
That's very true. Very, very true.
All right. So what do you all wish to do?
What's for breakfast?
We have not gone shopping in a while. We haven't been back in a while. So, coffee and a trip to the shops is probably my bet.
Breakfast risotto?
Did you buy rice?
Nope.
Nope. I also slink back.
I will. I can go do it right now.
All right. Rice.
Let's do it.
Rice, and if you can get it, a little bit of like fresh onion and some ham, that sort of thing. We'll do a little better than a breakfast risotto.
Better than risotto?
Yeah, I'm with him on this one thing.
All right, I gotta see this. Let's go get rice.
All right, so I already forgot the list. Do you know the list, Karen?
Ham and rice.
He
Sorry.
said fresh something.
Fresh something.
Fresh
This
something.
is about the time that I also send Biscuit after him.
Okay.
We're off like we'll just get something fresh, right? Something fresh.
Yeah, I imagine you're having that conversation out the door. I just turn to Steel, and it's like, I'm sure it will be fine. I'm sure they'll get something.
I tell Biscuit to go help them find what we need.
Okay. So, Ro and Taryn, as you're going, you hear Biscuit just come bounding behind you.
Come on, Biscuit.
With a little bit of that servo creak to the joints.
I look at him and I slowly take out like some dried meats. No, I don't think he needs it anymore. And I put it back.
Hey, he could still enjoy it.
He's more machine now than dog.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure he'd like to sniff. Ro's gonna hold out some like dried, like, you know, like some like ration jerky and just be like, "What do you think, Biscuit?"
He just kind of looks at you.
He smells it. He smells it.
Yeah.
Well,
he doesn't need sustenance.
And the mechanical tail kind of wags.
good boy, Biscuit.
You start scratching out one remaining good ear still.
Maybe we need to dip it in like grease next time.
Yeah, like motor oil.
Yeah.
He's gonna become one of our one of those the Tashkomas.
Awesome. Yes.
Sorry.
100%.
Okay, so Taryn and Ro, you're heading off to get some food. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm actually going to head to there's a the backyard is. Yeah. So I'm gonna head to the backyard, I suppose.
Okay.
And I wanted to ask, are there any, I'm going to make me roll a perception check for this, but like any rocks or stones that are in the area?
Yeah, I mean, there's rocks and stuff. Like, what kind? Like, how big are you looking for?
Not too big. Maybe like the size of like 2 palms, I guess.
Yeah, you can easily find one of those. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a few of those, and then I'm gonna start. I don't know if I can do it, but I don't think I have anything to help me with it. Maybe just take out a dagger or something and like try and carve out names in common of our lost members, or lost
Okay.
friends.
Which names are you putting on there?
Okay, so we have Roger, number 1.
Okay, Roger from the Grove,
We have Twiggy.
Twiggy the Kobold,
We have Bella.
Bella the Cow.
Was Stone the other kobold's name? Okay,
Yep.
so that's 4 right now.
Okay.
And then I'll just leave. I'll have one that's like blank.
Okay.
And I'm going to place them.
So
Well, for
Wait,
people that
wait,
like I don't
wait,
know.
next one.
okay.
Not
So
like that. It's more so like in my mind, anyone that I may have forgotten or unaccounted for, kind of keep it
right.
up.
Go ahead and give me a performance check
No.
as you're trying to carve these names into stone
Oh
with the dagger.
gosh.
Don't mess this up. That'd be sad.
It's a natural 20.
Oh,
Calligraphy.
Yep. No. The names are very easily legible. Yeah. No. These are very well carved stones. And you did
Yeah.
not chip or dull your dagger.
I wasn't even thinking about that, but yeah. So I'm just going to gently place them in a neat way.
Okay.
I'm not trying to start a graveyard or anything, but it's just
It's slowly growing.
I realize no, but maybe we can make some adjustments.
maybe we'll kill enough people that need a graveyard.
It's the hoping.
Can I say I'm just slightly disappointed it's not being done with a claw?
Can you imagine that noise?
I know, right?
I was thinking about it, but I was like, no, I don't think it's
It's
smart
pretty
move
sharp.
right
I don't know.
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Okay. So
So-
while Echo is out there doing that, Steele and Halceris, what are you two doing?
I think if it's starting out in the morning and all this kind of livelihoodness has gone on, Halceris is gonna hopefully wait for Cafe to make some coffee because he's just grown accustomed to it now. But then I'll join Steele in the kitchen, I imagine, as we get things kind of prepared, and just not even look at him really and stuff, but like kind of wash a pan, like to scrub out the leftover whatever was in it, and be like, so a lot has happened.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start building up a fire, and I'm gonna whistle over to Cafe and he'll settle in, make us some coffee. My little mechanical coffee crow. And yeah, I don't know about the last couple of days. It feels like everything's all kind of fuzzy to me. I don't know. Things aren't not as clear cut as they seem, I think. Whatever's going on, these attacks aren't random. The kobolds, there's the them is not manticores, because they're smart, but they're not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a grunt. This is, I mean, my job is to do my job.
No, yes, I feel you that this is everything, like it is all connected, leading back to the false prince, the fake job it's all. I do not know it, but it feels like it is coming to a head. And if this, and I'll like move over to the kitchen table and just start unpacking certain things and unroll the letter that we found and that details an attack is coming soon. And like,
Yeah.
we are not, as much as I wish that we could be, we are now part of whatever this is. And I think it is up to us to try to save as many people as we can here. This is our home.
I agree. There's just something about whatever is going on here that makes me feel a bit like a puppet and less like, I don't know, like a person.
No. Yes, the faculties that we have are not exactly our own right now. I feel as though even Biscuit being taken seems almost like trap that we step into.
I don't think it was meant for us. It's not a trap meant for us. It was a trap meant beyond that. Because all those people taken, they're all from around here. They're all,
I mean,
you know, farmers.
yes.
And I just.
But most of them inscribed with dragon marks.
Biscuit was.
Biscuit was, I believe, done in with this, and I will pull out the ink bottle that I have. I have shown you this before.
Yeah.
Somehow, whoever this is has managed to transfer or create an aberrant dragon mark, which terrifies me almost more than anything that I have seen so far.
Yeah. I mean, the dragon mark crap has never really been. I mean, there's no hobgoblins out there. I mean, I guess there might be a few, but I've never met a hobgoblin with a dragon mark. That's all hoity-toity crap, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like, this is, I don't know. It's all kind of gruesome in my eyes, between the robots, you know, having all the Warforged acting weird. It's all part of something. The last time that happened, well, we had a major a major war that lasted longer than any of our lifetimes. So,
Unfortunately, I believe, just kind of like rub my temples, sip my coffee, and say, I do not see any other path forward than for us to go into those mountains after the other Manticore. If Stone was correct before his passing, and we find someone else there orchestrating, there is chance we might be able to get some information out of him, but it has not worked so well the past twice we have tried.
I think if we can find whoever's at the top, we might have better luck. But right now, I just say we stop worrying about taking prisoners. I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other. I'm not partial or impartial to kobolds myself. They're mostly annoying, which isn't too bad. I mean, there's worse things. But whatever this, I've never heard a kobold shut up faster than Stone did. They are talkative, even if I don't know what they're saying. They're always saying something.
Yes, and that is my concern, that something that is able to quiet kobolds is probably in and of itself very terrifying.
I better go check and see if the others are getting back with our breakfast, or we're going to be taking off on an empty stomach. So
Right.
why don't you keep the fire
Ro.
going, and I'll be right back.
Right, Ro and Taryn. You're going through New Seer on your way to pick up breakfast supplies. What are you doing?
So, like I was saying, dry heat is the best for risotto. What else would you put on top of the risotto, if not something hot and dry?
But why should it be dry? I just think that hot and dry should be reserved for, like the rub on a meat or something similar. Risotto is meant to melt in your mouth almost. You don't want dry.
That's why it complements the risotto so well.
Does it complement or does it take away?
Let's just agree to disagree, all right? Because
Only today. Today we'll take a break.
Fine. Today, whatever.
So what supplies do you pick up for breakfast?
Something
Ham.
and rice.
Rice.
And something
fresh.
I look around.
Okay, so you got rice and what?
Ham.
Ham, okay.
And you'll see Biscuit take off and start smelling, and he's gonna try to find some onions.
I put down the apricots that I had up.
Fresh green onion.
And I'll be like, I'm holding like an orange, like fresh.
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 I think Biscuit knows what Steve wanted. So
Biscuit, but fresh, Biscuit, fresh.
I mean, do we want these in the risotto?
It doesn't have to be in the risotto. What, do you won't eat a fruit?
Yeah, I eat fruit sometimes.
I don't know why.
Do it with risotto.
If we're gonna stick with the not fighting today, we're gonna stop having whatever conversation we're having right now, because I have an overwhelming urge to say rude things.
You always have an overwhelming urge to say rude things. Speaking of rude, and I turn. Who was that little friend of yours?
Well, I don't know what you saw, but however you said the word friend is not what that was.
That's why I said it in an implication. Okay, yeah, all right. That fellow that you were having a chat with.
He's a weird little dude that hears everything.
It's not. That lives up to the description weird. Anyways, Biscuits is getting away. Let's go there.
Okay, so you get all the food together and you start heading back to the bunkhouse?
I'd like to switch out my short swords, please.
So you're gonna head to the blacksmith.
Yeah. I hand whatever bags I was holding to Ro.
Okay.
And all right, so I have a little errand to run. Meet you back at the bunkhouse.
And no, you follow me on my errands, I'll follow you on your dang errands.
That's up to you. And I flourish my cape, whoosh, and I walk away.
I think about flourishing, but I'm carrying all the bags.
Okay, so you're heading
Flourish
over.
the bag. Flourish the bag.
Everything falls out.
All right, so you head over towards the Hammer and Steel Forge. All right, Echo, what are you doing now that you have completed your little mini graveyard monument?
It's not supposed to be a graveyard. Well, I don't really have much to do. So I'm going to walk. I guess I'll just walk over to Steel and ask. No, Steel's not there. Steel went to.
No,
I'm
Steel's
just
there.
checking. Yeah, I'm nearby. I'm just
Okay.
watching.
So I'll walk up to him and ask. Fancy an assistant in helping you cook.
Yeah. As soon as Tweedledee and Tweedledum come back with the actual ingredients.
Cool.
I want to lobby for Tweedledee.
Hey,
They've been gone for a bit there.
Yeah, I wonder where they if they're lost. I mean, it's not that big of a city. I mean, actually, it kind of is. But we've been here for a long enough time for them not to get lost.
would you be coming back around now, or?
No, because you had to go buy the food, and now you're going to the forge.
Okay.
They weren't
Right.
expecting you to stop at the forge.
That's why I sent Ro back. But no, she won't. Errands.
I mean, I might get sick of watching you haggle and just leave.
If you want, you want to go round us up some eggs?
Sure.
Yeah, let's go get some eggs.
Okay.
Okay, so Echo and Steel head off towards the farms to go get some eggs. All right, Halceris, what are you doing while you're being left alone at the bunkhouse?
Don't worry, I will hold down for it. Don't worry.
You're welcome to come. I mean, we're just popping over here to get some eggs.
It's fine. I will watch fire. Do not worry.
Watch fire.
Yeah,
Make sure it
you do
doesn't
not
burn the
leave.
bunkhouse.
You don't exactly. Do not leave fire unattended. It is under burn warning.
Why don't you just put out the fire and come join us?
Then we'd
We're in
have to
high winds
restart
right
it.
now.
Okay.
It's okay. Don't worry. I will see you in a few minutes. And if they leave, I will essentially just kind of put out things that I've collected so far. So,
Okay.
If I could, from Steel, if I could get one of those dragon shards, and then
Sure.
I'll put that one out. I'll put out the inkwell. I'll put out the note, and just like honestly, for a few minutes, I'm just gonna like sit and puzzle over them, especially the dragon shard, because that is as close to like a divine intervention moment that I think Halceris, second most that he's ever had been
Right.
touched by. So he's just going to think on it, and then if you would like me to roll, and then we could do something about it later. But what do I know of the draconic prophecies as a learned man, I guess?
Give me a history check.
Okay. History. Here we go. Oh, come on. I'm good at this. I have to do good.
If you have to tell the dice that you're good at this,
I don't appreciate that shade that just knocked that dice the wrong direction. That's a 14.
Okay, with the 14, you know that the dragon prophecies are foretell of something coming. Something that has to do with the original dragons of the world. Sybaris, Eberron, and Kyber. There's supposedly markings and ruins and stuff scattered all over the world that are supposed to foretell of something. But nobody has really gathered enough information to really piece anything together that you can recall.
Could I, like, kind of pondering on that for a minute, and then, like, as I'm looking over the rest of the things, do I know here in New Seer, is there a, because the journal that we have is encoded by House Civis.
Right.
Is there a House Civis? There should be, like, essentially what is a telegram,
Yes,
right? For House Civis?
Yes, there is. So there's the Words messaging station, which is run by Squint Bolton.
Notes?
It's located, let me double check here. Yeah, it's located to the north side of New Seer.
Could I, I will step outside, and do I see do I still see anyone nearby or anything?
You can kind of see Steel and Echo off a little ways, kind of walking towards the farms.
Okay. I will shout to them and say, I'm going to step out for a moment. I have put out fire. No burns here. And
See how it is. Okay.
I will pack up everything I have, but I will take that journal that way to get it decoded if I can.
All right. So as you go and do that, Taryn and Ro, you approach Hammer and Steel, and you see Celia again, just sitting there, this time hammering out a sword. Got her black leather vest on, big bulging arms with her House Cannith dragon mark on her right bicep, spiked hair just glistening in the morning sun, just hammering away. What are you doing?
Aaron, you're muted. Oh, there you go.
Quite a sight as always.
Hey, what's up?
Yes, it stopped.
Yeah, she's got a very deep voice.
I love her.
Awesome.
Ro might be a little bit in love with her.
Inside check on Ro. So
Success. He doesn't take anything.
Yeah.
Ro's just like,
She's just full hard eyes.
all right. See there. In need of a little exchange, if you will.
All right, hold on. Puts the hammer down, quenches the sword she was working on in some liquid next to the forge, takes her gloves off, comes walking over. All right, what are you trying to exchange?
And I take out my short swords. Well, unbuckle them, I guess. However, they're attached to my person. Take
Okay.
them off. Said, these little buttes I'd like to exchange for 2 scimitars, please.
She picks them up, starts looking them over. These have seen some use. Scimitars, you say? She kind of goes over under a little shelf, she grabs out 2 decent scimitars, puts them down on the counter in front of you. See how they feel.
Grab them.
Okay. So you grab them. They're well bound. I mean, they're decent swords. Nothing too elaborate, but they
Blade flourish.
Yep.
All right. These seem like they'll get the job done. Then I start like putting the hilts together. And
they don't do that.
oh no, I know. Don't worry. No worries.
So, unfortunately, I can't do an even exchange with you here. So,
that's unfortunately to be expected.
yeah, with the price difference between short swords and scimitars, we can do the exchange, and I would need an extra 15 gold pieces.
15. Do I have out of character DM? Did I get any of the manticore spikes, or did Steel get all of them?
Steel got all of them.
Actually, all right. I have, and I rummage through my pockets. I have 10 gold. Would you take? And what else do I have? And I'll take out my dagger.
Okay.
Will this be enough to cover the charge?
She takes the dagger, starts looking at it. Give me a persuasion roll.
My persuasion could not have been deception. Big rolls, clickety clackety. That is a 5 do it.
She looks at the dagger. She hands it back to you. I'll tell you what I'll do.
Listening.
I'll take the 10 gold now,
All right.
but you still owe me 5.
That's fair. That's fair. Are you saying something wrong?
Do you need to lend some, or I can lend you a little bit of money.
Borrow money from Ro. I look at.
Oh, if it's a problem, you
Look at Ro.
can just loan.
Fine. It's all right. Would you mind? You throw it. I like to catch the 5 coins, please.
You catch 4 out of the 5.
Ah, yes.
I'm aiming for the forehead.
I was thinking that. I caught 4.
Think. Yeah.
One day. And I hand over the 15 gold to Celia.
All right. Thank you for your patronage. Hope we'll do you some good.
Thank you. I hope to be back again.
And she grabs the short swords, goes to put them underneath. She looks at you, Ro, and just gives you a wink. And then turns around, goes back to the forge, takes the sword out, starts heating it back up again.
Let's go. Bye, Celia.
All right. So you start heading back to the bunkhouse. Steel and Echo, you want to do anything while you're on your way to get eggs, or you just want to go basically get them?
Well, I wanted to ask quickly. I'll ask Steel first. Steel, do you know how to make jewelry or do stuff with?
To some extent. Not a lot. I haven't really done a lot with jewelers stuff. But I've dabbled in pretty much everything. What's your thought?
I'm gonna pull out 3 of the manticore teeth that I.
Ooh.
I should have the teeth. That's what I have.
We both. Anyways.
I know.
Tyrion and I both got these, but I wanted to know if you could make these into necklaces.
I mean, yeah, pretty easily. It's not a hard task, but just depends on how you want them arranged, and like there's a couple little things like and like, do you want like a nice chain? Do you want it on leather?
What's the most practical one, do you think?
The simplest and most practical is probably just to do like a leather bound tie. Just tie it to a leather strap, and then you can you can display them down, side to side. You could probably do the same thing if you wanted to do some kind of like an earring on like a leather tassel with just a little clip in the earring. There's a lot of options. Bone is pretty easy to play with. It's not as difficult as jeweled jewelry. Now, if you were wanting to like put a stone in them and do like other cool fancy things, that's possible.
Well, I don't want to get too fancy. Like, don't tell anyone, but it's for Tyrion and Ro. And me.
You're making.
Well, for us 3.
Making a set.
Yeah.
So you want 3 separate just pieces.
I guess I don't know what they would prefer. I just thought the most practical would be like a leather bound necklace. Oh, yeah. But I realize that it can get cut off easily if we're ever fighting someone or.
Yeah,
or
I mean, leather has that one issue is that it's really strong until you bring a knife to the game. So
do you think a chain would be better? But I don't know if Ro wants anything super flashy.
No, but I mean a simple chainmail ring would look really nice.
Okay, yeah. I mean, how long do you think it'll take for you to make it?
Well, we can go to Celia, see if she's got any chainmail started.
Sure. I mean,
you probably have what we need. And then
I don't want to keep everyone waiting for breakfast, though. If that's okay.
Let's plan to do it. Maybe I've got a couple of errands to run after breakfast, so if you want to run out and do that, we could do that.
Sure. Let's go back then.
Okay.
Okay. So y'all are able to get some eggs, and you head back to the bunkhouse. And you come across Ro and Taryn as you are traveling back. Now, Halceris, as you're sitting there contemplating these different articles, who has the orb? Do you have the orb, or does Steel?
Oh, okay.
I think I took
Yeah.
it. I
Yeah,
haven't
that's
attuned to
okay.
it yet, but I have it.
Right. No. So that's right. Well, no. So there was that orb
Mhm.
of the basalt stone, but there was that orb you found within the chunk of rock that fell from the
Right.
sky.
Yep.
Do you have that?
Yep. I have that one. Yeah.
Okay.
The religious marks on it.
Okay. So as you're contemplating all these other items, you almost feel like an energy kind of almost pulsing from that stone, from that small sphere.
Okay. I pick it up once more and I begin to look over it.
Okay. As you look over it, you saw the little like line that was in the middle of it starts to almost open up, almost like it's an eye trying to open.
Dragon
And then it just kind of goes back to the way it was.
Oh, thank you on the eyeballs.
And then the energy dissipates too.
Yes.
It's a beholder egg.
Curious. Oh yeah, I'll look at it and I have it, and then I have the shard in my hand, and then it's like I need to speak to someone about this.
Need to speak to a guy.
I know plenty of people. Do not worry. But I say to a disembodied voice, but I guess I will start to put everything away, and then I will take a regular inkwell and paper and begin to write out a letter that I need to be sent. So
Okay. All right. And as you start to write this letter, you hear the group of your fellow adventurers come walking back into the bunkhouse.
I fold the letter. It's not for prying eyes, but I say, well, you all found your way back okay. It's good.
Yeah, I think we can finally have some breakfast. An hour and a half later.
I mean,
That wasn't my fault. That wasn't my
Hungry.
fault.
They say hunger is the best spice, yes?
Makes everything taste better. You're right.
Yes.
All right, well, everybody get out of the kitchen except for Echo.
Okay.
And
Here we go.
so I tell Echo, I was like, so first thing you got to do, we need some kind of like a grease or an oil in there. So we're gonna take a little bit of fat and put it in there. So grab a little bit of that and toss it in the pan. There you go. Great. Okay, now once we got that ready, we're gonna go ahead and throw in some of the cooked rice. We're gonna get that going, and render down some of that ham, and get all of that mixed together and chop in some green onion, toss it in, and then lastly we're gonna do a kind of a fold in with the egg, and we're gonna do a recipe I actually got taught by an old boss of mine. It's a breakfast breakfast fried rice.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
How do you fold in the egg?
Basically, you whip it first, get the egg all beaten down, and then it's just like a making scrambled eggs, except you toss it in with the rice and everything else, and it soaks up all that goodness from everything else, and a couple of unique spices that I actually pull out from a pouch of my own.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a survival roll with advantage because Echo is helping you.
That comes out to a 16.
Okay, it comes out pretty good. It's a pretty good risotto or breakfast fried rice. All right. And so you all sit down, start eating your meal.
Nix,
Look at it skeptically.
I'm gonna look over. So Risotto better or worse? Which do you? What do you
I
say?
haven't tasted it yet. I'm thinking. I'm looking.
Correct.
I look around. All right, so you say this is better than the risotto?
If we're talking breakfast, I mean,
Breakfast.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, this is a little bit more protein. It's gonna keep you full longer.
I like it.
It's delicious.
I look at Ro. And I slowly take a fork, spoon, whatever utensil that I am using.
Okay.
That's for
Fingers.
this meal. I grab some of it, and I take a spoon, fork, handful, and I take a bite.
Okay.
You might have something special on your hands here. And I continue eating the breakfast fried rice.
Kieran, has anyone told you that you're a very picky eater?
You know, I find it's better not to tell them that because then they'll.
I didn't say it. I was just wondering if anyone's told him that or not.
Yeah.
They might be wrong.
Not picky.
I'm glad you liked it anyways.
Not a picky eater. I'm just skeptical. And some of the things that are said is better than risotto.
You're kind of a picky eater.
Still, your risotto is beyond reproach. So to question this is better, I could see his apprehension. But
No. Like I said, it's situational.
Yeah.
Risotto's not exactly my first thing in the morning choice. It's more of
course.
Yeah.
But delicious meals aside, and I'll push my empty bowl out that I probably licked clean. As
you're now picking rice out of
the beer. Is this?
Oh, no.
You save it for later. That's why
Oh
you have
gosh,
beer.
no.
You just pull out a little bit and have a snack. But I think, do we have any more pressing business here in town? Because I think the quicker we get into the mountains to try to solve this issue, the better.
I think we need to take some things over to your girlfriend's house or work, I should say. Mama Agnes asked for those spikes, so you might want to take those over to her. And how much longer were those hover horses supposed to be? I thought she said a couple of days, right?
So she said about a week.
About a week.
So you have about 3 or 4 more days till those will be ready to go.
Let me go grab some pieces of things that I'm gonna need for some of my ritual casting and stuff, and then we can be done.
Okay. So let us. What time is it now? We spent time getting breakfast.
Yeah,
eating,
with
so
walking around getting breakfast and stuff. It's probably about 10:30-ish.
Push my. All right. Let us plan to leave within the next hour, before high sun, and then we will set out from here. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So
Okay.
Did you want to join me and go see Mama Agnes?
Mama Agatha.
Agatha,
Of course.
Agatha, right.
I might step in, but I actually have something else I need to drop off. So.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yep.
I'll join Steele
Okay.
as well to go to Mama Agatha.
And,
All right.
And we'll stop at the blacksmith's.
So Ro and Taryn, what you doing?
I think I want to go to Mama Agatha's.
Okay. So you're going
Okay.
with Steele and Echo. How about you, Ro?
All right, Echo, I'm coming.
Pick a dad.
Okay.
Wow, Steele's the
Wait,
popular
no,
dad
wait,
today.
no. Did they all go to
Fine.
the blacksmith?
It's okay.
Are they all going that way?
We're not going to the blacksmith's, or you don't know that yet.
No, but so wait, did everyone go with Steel? Did I?
Yeah, I went
Yeah.
with you because I want to
Oh,
go to Mama
never mind.
Agatha's.
I'll go tell Sarah's.
It's okay. You don't have to above
No,
my feelings.
no,
It's
you're an
fine.
old man. You'll probably fall over. I'm coming.
Old enough to walk by myself, thank you.
Ooh, I feel like there's a cap at which you shouldn't walk by yourself.
Oh, yeah. No, is this how it goes?
Bro's gonna link arms and like.
I go
Okay.
along.
So you two are heading off to where?
I will tell Steele to give Mama Agatha my love, but I have something pressing I need to get taken care of.
I refuse to do that. I will tell her, however, that you're thinking about her, okay?
Okay.
As we go by, then I'll see the Forge Master and say, "Bro, isn't that the what's her name?" yeah, no, it's just that face.
Rose had enough husky voice for today.
Yeah, so actually you will walk. So you will walk right by the hammer and
blacksmith.
steel.
Yeah.
So if you actually do want to look at Scene Setter 1, I do have that map of New Seer for you up.
Mm-hmm.
So you can actually see
Very
the different
nice.
locations here within New Seer. So I do realize that, and especially for those of you on stream, that the writing for the listing of the locations may not be readable right now. I'm going to fix that for next time. I'm going to make it a darker text, so it might be easier to read. But the bunkhouse is located there on the southeastern side of the city. Number 5.
No.
There we go. I apologize.
Hello.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, okay.
This is just the map that you guys
Okay.
that we have of New Seer. We'll head back
Right.
to. There we go. Now you can see our faces. That's probably better.
Yep. Okay. So, yep. So we have Steel, Echo, and Terran are all heading towards Mama Agatha's. Ro and Halceris heading off towards Words Messaging. So, Halceris and Ro, we'll start with you as you work your way through. You do notice that as you approach near City Hall, that crowd is out there again. Nice little angry mob trying to get help for all these attacks that have been happening. But as you approach, you see several of the onlookers turn around and look at you and get big smiles on their faces, and a bunch of them come running over and start shaking your hands like, "Oh, thank you. Like, just a bunch of them are. The word has spread that you took out one of the manticores last night.
Please, it was not us. It was the help of the New Seer Guard as well.
Oh, no, we heard all about it. Yeah, no, if it wasn't for you, thank you. You're gonna take out the other ones, right?
Is what we are hoping.
We're gonna try.
Okay, cool, yeah. God, somebody's finally fighting for us.
It is a tall order for anyone to try to handle. These creatures are terrifying.
You got that right.
As we're watching this crowd and like adulation and whatnot, can I do, because I'm just kind of paranoid right now with thinking people are against us. Can I do a sweep of the crowd, just like head on a swivel? Like, is anyone looking nefarious?
I'm also definitely doing something similar.
Okay, give me insight.
With advantage because I'm helping.
Are you helping or are you doing it yourself?
I'm probably doing it myself.
Yeah.
Fine.
If you could describe to me how you're helping, sure, but
look over there.
Look at that one. Look at that one. Look at that.
Hey, that guy looks suspicious. Oh, sorry. No, he's just chewing. Okay, what about that one?
All right. What do y'all got?
A 6.
Okay.
23.
23.
Didn't need my damn help.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Ro, you're just, as you're walking by this crowd, you can't help but kind of glance over towards the forge, where from a small distance you see Celia still just sitting there hammering away.
Whew.
Muscular arms just glistening in the sun.
It's kind of hot. Is it really hot here?
You're outside.
Halceris, you don't really see anything too nefarious, but you catch a couple people that look like they're staring at you, just kind of from within the crowd, but they're not approaching you. They don't look like they're up to no good. They're just kind of watching you.
I try not to make it obvious I have clocked them, but I am just going to Ro, I think it is time for us to move on. Thank you all so much. Your thanks are too much.
Oh, no, thank you. And a bunch of them just pat you on the back as you start to walk off.
As they do, because I'm just paranoid, I make sure my things are still in my pockets.
Okay.
I don't want to be, just
give me a quick investigation.
Row.
Oh, woof. That's a nat 2, so that's 4.
Yeah, you're pretty sure you got all your stuff?
Yeah, Ro's gonna see him pat down and just like, you good? You have everything? We're good? Is this like a memory lapse thing?
Oh, okay. Suddenly you look a little flush. Is something over in this direction?
No, there's nothing. I'm fine.
No, it's fine.
Crowds, they're all coming up. No. Where are we going? Let's just go there.
We are heading over to the Civis establishment. We need to get this book decoded. I'll let you hold it. Have this. This is encoded by their scribes, so we need it decoded so we can read it. But also I have a friend I would like to send a letter to. He might be able to illuminate certain things that have been going on.
Okay. Yeah, some shedding some light on some of the recent events might be kind of nice.
I certainly hope so. It's been a time, and even this thing, and I will grab the eye jewel, I guess, and
okay,
just show it to Ro and say, it appears dormant, but for a moment this morning, much less so.
How?
It looked like it was trying to see, and I will show her the slit in the eye.
Oh, I don't think I like that. That seems like some sort of. That's not a like. I feel like. Can we put it in a bag or tie it up or?
As you saying that, you both catch a glimpse of a dark cloak shooting off down an alleyway off to the left side of the road.
Nope.
After them.
Okay, so you both start chasing after them. All right, we're going to go ahead over to the other group now. So, Steel, Echo, and Taryn. As you all start approaching towards the city hall as well, you also get accosted by a group of individuals coming up, thanking you for what you did last night. All of them trying to shake your hand, pat you on the back, as you just get surrounded by about a dozen people.
I am living for this moment because people are being really nice to me. So I'm just gonna like, oh no, it was a group effort. Everyone pitched in, especially the guards. They really, really worked their butts to help us out. And Steele and Tyrion, like they were amazing, as well as my friends Halceris and Ro. You should go thank them too if you haven't had the chance.
Oh, yeah, no, we saw them already. We already saw them. Yeah.
I'm so happy that you guys are safe.
You see this small little girl come up to you, Echo, just like tugging at your arm.
And I'm gonna like bend down to her level and be like, "Hi, what's your name?"
It's Joanna.
Joanna. I'm Echo.
I know. I know. You're so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Meanwhile, Tyrion is scanning the crowd.
Okay.
My good old buddy.
Looking for which
I'm looking
little buddy?
for any signs of that could that anything that looks familiar towards our good old scorpion friend.
Okay.
Anything
right.
that you can catch a glimpse of.
Give me perception.
All right. Let's see. Good rolls, man. Perception is 17.
All right, with the 17, you don't catch anything about your acquaintance or that reminds you of anything with these scorpions, but you do also see a couple individuals just kind of staring at your group, but not really making any move towards you or anything. They just kind of seem to be watching you.
I'm going to send Cafe, like, he's been kind of circling, following behind us, but look more intently around to see if there's anything suspicious. But I'm also going to have Biscuit. I'm gonna say, "Hey, Biscuit, you remember those things you found last night in the bed? See if you can smell any of those around here. On any of
And
those
you see him kind of put his nose down to the ground and he starts sniffing out through the crowd. Go ahead, give me a perception check for Cafe and a survival perception with advantage for Biscuit.
Cafe got a 13.
Okay.
And 19 for Biscuit.
Okay. So kind of going, Cafe is just kind of looking down at the crowd as he kind of does his circles around you. Not really picking up anything in the crowd. And Biscuit kind of going through, he comes back about a minute too later with nothing.
Okay. And the whole time, I'm just gonna keep an eye out around those two because I'm worried about same thing. People being too close. I'm very worried about pickpockets.
Okay. Yeah, give me a quick investigation.
Dice are supposed to stay on. 21 on investigation.
Well, yeah, you're pretty sure you got all your stuff still.
And them. I'm also watching.
Yeah. Yep. No. So, okay. Yep. So the crowd kind of after a couple minutes and stuff, they start going back into the other crowd. So you all want to keep proceeding to Mama Agatha's, right?
Yes. Mama Agatha's.
On the way. While we're going, I'm gonna say, before it slips my mind again, I should probably fill you guys in on who these little pets belong to. And so I say, probably should have said something while all of us were gathered, but I was a little preoccupied.
You were too busy being picky over your breakfast. Yeah, I know. I noticed.
Stop it. All right. So these belong to an acquaintance of mine, someone that I've worked with before, Corval by the name of Cyrus. And then I give them a description of what Cyrus looked like at the time. Hopefully he still look similar to that. No, he's this tall. He has this color hair. They had that color hair. They used to wear this. They walked like that.
Well, go ahead, describe him for us.
Oh,
Dun, dun.
Well, Cyrus was about 5'9", a little shorter than I am. He was very flamboyant for a bounty hunter. He was pretty out there. He wore bright colors. I'm not sure how he did his job so spectacularly, but someone at the time he had golden brown hair. Skipped a lot for some reason. I'm not sure why.
You skipped?
Like,
Skipped. So I don't know.
And I'm gonna like do a skip. Like that?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes.
Is that where you get your whole flourishing thing from?
Oh God, no. If anything,
Okay.
Cyrus got his flourish from me.
Uh-huh.
I'm the one and only
Okay,
Georgia.
sure.
And he's a bit of a smooth talker, so be careful. If any Corvars that fit that description.
Okay.
Probably should have warned Halceris and Ro. That would have made sense.
I mean, you can tell them when we get back.
Of course.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
too late.
Let's just head into Mama Agatha's and get this business over with.
I'm sure they'll be fine.
We'll,
Okay.
I'm gonna like go up to Steele, kind of to the side, and just be like, I'm gonna head up over to Celia's in the meantime. Can you make sure Tyrion doesn't follow because he tends to do that?
First of all, only follow when it has meaning.
You don't know what I'm saying.
I'm saying out of character. I only follow when it has meaning. I'm not gonna follow.
Okay.
Anyways.
Okay, I lean down. I think I got a plan. All right.
What?
Trust me. All right, Echo.
All right.
Why don't you head over to Celia's and grab me that the chainmail rings I need? Well, head over there and you grab them.
All right. I'm on it. And I like run off to
Yeah.
Celia's.
Yeah. And Tyrion, I got a job for you, and I actually hand him the pack because I've been carrying over here like I think it's 15 that we have that just
18
extra.
just spike.
Yeah, 15 spikes. I'm just gonna hand you the bundle of
15?
spikes.
Why do I have 18? What did you do with the other 3?
Work. I have some ideas for those. You might like it actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take the pack, the spikes.
Okay.
All right.
So the two of you go into Mama Agatha's. You walk in again, just the aroma of this place just overwhelms you the instant you walk in. And you see Mama Agatha sitting there just rocking in her chair, eyes closed.
Remind me again, she's human, right?
Yeah, so she's human, looks like she might be in her maybe mid-90s. Like hunched over, long, just gray hair.
Oh, man.
She kind of opens her eyes. Hey there. How you doing?
Oh, we're doing all right. How about yourself?
Where's that stud Halceris at?
You know, he said to let you know that he's been thinking about you a lot lately.
And just can't stop
But
talking.
he had business to take care of somewhere else. So
He's not cheating on me now, is he?
not
Of course
that I know
not.
of. Not that I
He was
know
so
of.
heartbroken that he couldn't come and join
But-
us on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
expedition.
So
What
yeah.
can I do you for?
Well, he sent us over actually with your request. We were able to harvest 15 of those spikes you were looking for from the manticore.
You see her eyes just kind of go wide. She's like, oh, really? She
Flip one out.
She gets up out of her chair, starts walking over towards the counter. She reaches underneath the counter and pulls out this set of goggles. And she goes and puts them on. She says, let me see.
Absolutely. Lay them down for her.
Yeah, so she starts picking them up, holding them up. And Steele, you catch this very easily. And Tyrion, you kind of hear the noises, but you see like the goggles are almost being a little telescopic and they're kind of whirling and stuff as she starts looking closer at them. It's like, wow, these are pretty good.
I'm sure it should be.
Yeah.
Those.
Hmm.
We lost a cow getting those, so they should.
Well,
should
I'm
be
sorry. He had a real personal relationship with this cow, so.
who am I to judge?
Right, yeah. We actually,
Good. That kind of relationship. Oh my God.
I think we buried a quarter of beef actually behind the bunkhouse.
Yeah. Back in my day. Oh boy. Yeah, so what was it I told you for a price?
I think it was it 100 gold a piece?
Starts laughing. Oh, no, silly. It wasn't 100.
Remind me. Sorry, my memory is a little behind.
It was 3.
3 gold a piece? I'm sure it was at least 10.
I'm pretty sure it was 3. Give me a persuasion roll real quick.
I'm gonna say not even from House Saris.
Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
Poking my name. How shameful of you.
Because you name dropped.
Hold on, I actually have to pull up my stat for that one. 22. Thank you for the advantage. House Saris.
She looks, she's like, just kind of squints her eyes a little bit. You're a sly one. I'll give you 5 for each one.
Sounds amazing. I was hoping to ask a question actually. Maybe you could help us out with a little bit of trade, maybe to make the deal just a tiny bit sweeter. I'm hoping to make some of my own healing potions for this crew, and I was just hoping you had some extra components, some mushrooms, some herbs, just some things to make up a nice simple healing potion, or a few of them, I would say.
Did you all use the ones I gave you already?
We did not, actually. We got lucky. Not everybody did. Poor Dave.
Understandable.
He was a couple days away from retirement, but
oh no.
But
William.
William, yes. Old Willie, yeah.
Man.
He didn't make it, but no, we were lucky. But I've been refining my craft in alchemy just lately, and I was hoping to do some practice.
Okay, I've got supplies. So enough supplies for a potion's gonna probably run you about 20 gold.
Well, why don't we round that down? Let's say I think we've got 15 of these here, right? So
Right. So that's 75 gold.
What would you say to even 60? Throw in the herbs and bits, and we'll just make it an even 60.
So just this way I make sure I'm clear. You're trying to get enough for one potion plus the 60 gold.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll.
21.
20.
No,
Okay,
22.
yeah.
22.
22. Okay. You know, she's like, you know, I like you. You got a deal.
Great.
She rummages under the counter real quick. You hear some coins dropping into a little pouch. She takes the pouch, puts it up on the counter for you. Then you hear her rummaging through some more stuff. And she takes another pouch, puts it up there. This is what you'll need for the potion. Don't waste it.
I won't.
And she starts gathering up all the manticore spikes and stashing them away underneath the counter in front of her.
Always a pleasure. I'll let Halceris know just how much you missed him.
Please do tell him to come by. I miss him. Give him a kiss for me.
I might just do that. All right, let's get out of here.
Okay, so as you two depart Mama Agatha's, Echo, you approach the forge. Go talk to Celia. You see, again, just now she's working on like an axe. She's just hammering away.
Celia.
Hey, Echo, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Don't tell me you went through another pair of boots again.
Oh, surprisingly, no. Actually, Steele helped me out with that.
Really?
Yeah, he came up with the thing where I don't have to deal with holes in my boots all the time anymore.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So
I wanted to ask if you had what did Steele say? Chainmail rings.
Chainmail rings.
I think that's what
Yeah, how many do you need?
How many would I need to make necklaces? 3 necklaces.
Oh, you're trying to make some necklaces.
Yeah.
I got something better for you.
Oh.
And she puts the axe down, quenches it, does her whole routine again, goes over in a little cubby area, starts looking around.
I'm just like peeking over the door.
And she pulls out what looks like 3 small chains. And she comes over and she lays them down on the counter in front of you. And you look down and you see what looks like 3 necklace chains made out of silver.
Celia, those are beautiful.
Thank you. I try some of the finer work from time to time.
Well, my only concern is if we were to ever get in a scuffle or a fight, you know how it gets sometimes.
Yeah.
Would they break or would they get damaged in any way?
So as you say it, she reaches down, grabs one, kind of wraps it around her hands and goes like this, and they're not coming apart. Puts it back down.
So they're very, very durable.
They are very strong.
Wow. How much are they?
10 gold.
Which I have in my thing. I only have 35 gold. Probably have more than that, but
Well, that's more than 10.
Mm-hmm.
So who are these for, by the way, anyway?
Okay, you have to promise me not to tell them in case you see them. So it's actually for myself, Tyrion, and Ro.
As you say Ro's name, she's like, for Ro, huh? Tell you what, I'll give them to you for 7.
Each?
No, total.
Together? Oh, I like thank you so much.
Yeah, so it was with the first offer, she said 10 meant for all 3 of them.
Oh, I thought for each.
No.
I was like, oh. Okay, yeah, here you go.
Okay. She hands them over to you.
Do you have a little pouch or something I can kind of hide them in?
Yeah, sure. Hold on. She pulls out just a small little leather pouch, hands it over to
And
you.
I like sprinkle them in, tie it, and like hide it. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you
Anything else?
have? No, that's it. Good luck on your your hammer forging.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you around, Echo.
Bye. And I run out.
Okay. So you run off. So we'll go back to Halceris and Ro.
Running.
As you bolt down this alleyway after this cloak that you had seen, you come towards the end of the buildings. And as you come running from around the corner of the building, I need you all to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Saving throw. Dang.
21.
Okay.
12.
Okay. So as you come around that corner, you just have a jet, almost a sheet of flame come out towards you. Ro, you're able to kind of dive a little bit and it just barely hits you. You take 4 points of fire damage. Halceris, however, you're completely caught off guard and it just blasts you in the face for 8 points of fire damage.
Watch it.
And as you stand, or as you sit there, you turn around and you just see a cloak sitting there, hanging in the air.
Oh, nothing. Nobody in it anymore?
You don't see anybody in it. It's just a cloak just kind of floating there. And I think this is where we're going to go ahead and take a short break right here.
Wow. Oh boy.
What?
What is it?
Am I traumatizing you again?
What is it?
Would I really traumatize you like that?
Yes.
Yes.
Fair enough. So we're gonna go ahead and take a short break, get some fresh water, stretch our legs and stuff a little bit. While we're gone on break, if you want to actually ask any of us a question, go ahead in the chat, type question in all caps. And when we come back, we'll try to answer about 2 or 3 of those. And I mean, before we go on with some of these other announcements real quick, I have a question for all of you as well. I know this, everybody's kind of a little surprised on this one, but we did something different tonight.
Ooh.
So us as a cast did something a little different than what we usually do here on the stream. And I want to ask people who are watching if they know what it was. So if you think you know what we did different this evening, go ahead, put it down, put it in the chat, and we'll see if any of you can figure it out by the time we come back off a break. But before we go ahead and cut out here, do still have a couple of announcements for you. But
Many of us have played bards. Some of us still have yet to do that. But allow me to quote the bard Shakespeare himself. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. Wait, I think I got that quote wrong. Wait, what I meant to say was, all the world's a D&D game, and the Games Tavern Patreon merely the best way to support the cast and the crew. That's right. If you head on over to the Games Tavern Patreon, you'll have access to brand new content that's dropped every week for patrons, as well as cool stuff from the Dirty Deeds show. Just go to patreon.com/thegamestavern. It's all one word, and you'll get your hands on this really awesome content. The latest updates include early access to the interviews from the Games Tavern Happy Hour, miniatures paint plans from That Minis Paint Show, and battle maps and plugin encounters in your games. Go check it out.
It's wonderful. You could even hear the iambic pentameter. It was wonderful, just like the bard himself. Remember, when you cheer 500 bits, we will award random inspiration to a character. If you cheer 1,000 bits, you can choose which character gets that inspiration.
Yep. All right. And as I said, we're going to go ahead and be back in about 5 minutes. So we'll see you all shortly.
Bye-bye.
All right, and welcome back, everyone. We went ahead, refreshed our waters, stretched our legs a bit. So we had a couple questions came up in the chat. The first one, I'm not even going to bother answering because Taryn himself wanted to know why he's the best person in the group. So we're not even going to entertain that one. However,
That ain't how that works.
We're not going to entertain how wrong it is.
Yeah. So maybe at some point, like I've mentioned this before, we may do a battle royale to see who is the best, but we'll wait a while on that one. So let's see. Stamosis did ask though, what is a hot dry risotto?
You should ask Taryn because I, as Ro, think that's weird.
See, the dry hot aspect of it is adding something with heat, like pepper flakes or something like that. That's dry.
Right.
As
the kind of pepper you just choke on. That's that.
as a verse to like a wet hot that's like hot sauce or like stewed peppers, I guess.
I don't agree. I think that dry hot and wet sauce are not the two sides of this. You have dry heat and you have a slightly like subtler, like less painful heat.
Okay.
And so I'm saying like dry rubs, like that kind of stuff over here. And then like Thai chilies in your stir fry over here.
Okay, well, I can agree to that. Yes.
I don't personally think either of these needs to go in a risotto.
I like hot sauce. I like a little bit of spice.
Nope.
I put red pepper flakes in my risotto. I mean, I like spicy food.
Red pepper flakes are.
You see,
I feel like
it's not specifically red pepper flakes. I was just using it as an example to describe.
I feel like if you're adding peppers and getting into that area, you might as well add beans and just make red beans and rice.
Why are you
or
adding
chili?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Right, so, Echo, what about you?
What about me?
You being the steals the system that making risotto. What's your take on putting spice into risotto?
Considering that I'm Steele's assistant, whatever Steele says goes.
Good sous chef. That's the way to do it. Whatever chef says.
Yes, chef.
Is chili just meat risotto?
Can we please have a Hell's Kitchen episode?
We may have to. We may have to.
Who wants to be the idiot sandwich?
But anyway, so great question. I love the conversation. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and post something in the Dirty Deeds channel over on our Discord. I want to see people's risottos. Go over there and post pictures of risotto. Just let's see what you all come up with. Different kinds of risotto. I want to see, because
send us your family recipes. Come on, we want to see
or
rice.
something.
Show us your wet hot risotto.
Show us what you've got.
So go ahead. When you get a chance after the show, of course, you don't want to miss this. Make yourself some risotto, take some pictures, go ahead, post it in the Dirty Deeds channel over in the Discord, and we'll see what everybody's got. I'm going to have to go ahead and make myself some now.
Does that make this hot risotto summer?
Heck yeah.
It just might be. But, so, speaking of hot, however, I do believe 2 of our adventurers just got hit with a jet of fire.
Wait, did people figure out what we were?
So nobody actually took a guess.
Dang, I feel like we shouldn't tell them.
No, so we're gonna hold off on that for now. We'll see if somebody can figure it out by the end of the show.
Suspense.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I mean, if you go back and watch every one of our episodes today, we actually did do something completely different than we usually do. So we'll wait till the end of the show. We'll go ahead and let you all know what we did. So, going back to House Saris and Roe, as you came around the corner, the sheet of fire came out at you, singed you, and you turn around and look, and standing just around the corner of the building, well, not really standing, floating in the air, you see a robe. Just a dark black robe hovering there.
I'm going to chuck a hand axe.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Oh, God. Okay. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Wait, stress. Okay. That is 14 to hit.
So 14 is going to hit it. Go ahead, give me damage.
3.
Okay. So you see the axe go, and it cuts right through the cloak and tumbles to the ground on the other side of it. And the cloak's still just kind of floating there.
I'm going to, it's like, return the plane, and then I will cast Sacred Flame at this cloak.
Give me damage.
Radiant damage. Not bad. 5 radiant.
5 radiant. So as you see the radiant flame strike this cloak, the cloak just crumples to the ground and falls.
Can I perceive anyone else around? Is this a...
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Do I see anyone? Do I hear anyone? Nope, I'm pretty bad scorched. I think I'm just touching my face. That's 8.
Yep, nope. So you do not see anybody else down these alleyways. I think Biscuit's freaking out back there a little bit.
Biscuit gets the zoomies around now.
I'm going to go and grab this cloak.
Okay, so you pick the cloak up. And as you're holding it, it feels like it's just a regular black cloak.
Is this similar to the cloaks that were with Roger and his group?
Yes, it is.
Ro, give me a hand, and I'd like to check pockets, check inlinings, anything I can find.
Okay, give me investigation.
With advantage because I'm helping?
Absolutely.
A good helping hand, bro, because that's a natural 20 on the first die.
Woo!
Okay, so as you're looking this over, you don't find anything in the pockets. But what you do find is almost looks like stitched in the same color as the fabric on the back inside of the cloak.
is an arcane symbol of some kind. Go ahead, give me an Arcana check real quick.
Okay.
Me also, or just Halceris?
You can both do it.
That is a 13 for me.
It's 21 for me.
Good.
Okay,
good, good.
so Halceris, you're able to kind of figure, looking at the symbol, it almost looks like it might be some sort of rune that was utilized to hold a spell for a certain moment.
Perhaps a glyph of some kind.
I don't like this. Were we supposed to follow it? Is this a trap?
No, I believe we've followed someone who did not wish to be followed. But I think making our way back to the main road will be best interest. And I will take the cloak and just kind of bundle it up.
All right.
Can I try and like how tall are the roofs nearby?
So most of these buildings around here are about 3 stories tall because they actually house many families with just.
There's no like fire escape kind of situation.
Not really. I mean, back in this kind of time period, they didn't really have stuff like that.
Okay. Okay. I was just gonna see if I could get like at least a little bit higher up to see if there's anyone making their way quickly away from where we are.
I mean, you can try to climb if you want.
You know what? Whatever. I'll try it.
Okay, give me an athletics.
Not acrobatics.
You're trying to climb a 3-story building.
And isn't that what acrobats do also?
Okay. It's going to be a little harder, but okay.
Oh, well, that's
Parkour.
a 24, so.
Okay. So, Halceris, you just watch as Ro just starts jumping from, almost like a cat going from like window to window, climbing up this building, and you get up to the roof.
So basically, I'm just gonna kind of like crouch at the edge, like Assassin's Creed style, and just see if I can like spot anyone moving, like kind of like away from us, by like maybe by themselves and looking shady.
Okay, give me investigation with advantage.
Oh, advantage! Oh, what a generous DM.
Well, I mean, you're up on the roof. You're looking down over the streets or the alleyways.
13.
No, you don't see anything.
God damn it! she fast, but she not that smart.
What do your human eyes see?
Nothing. I see nothing. I see nothing.
So as you kind of look over, you do see what looks like one individual just kind of over by a building, lowers his trousers and just kind of squatting over there down an alleyway.
Okay, I saw something, but I didn't want to see it.
Would you like to come? Okay, you come down when you like.
Yeah, just like.
Okay, give me another acrobatics.
Yep, saw that coming. 10.
All right, you get about halfway down, and your foot slips on a pie that a lady had just put out of the window to cool.
I'm so sorry!
And you tumble down, taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you smack into the ground.
Not the worst thing to slip on, though.
Like, the wind knocked out of me. I'm just lying there like, some dude was taking a poo.
Ew.
I reach hand down to help her up. Say, I mean, sure. Impressive on the way up. Watch your footing on the way down next time.
So, Halceris, as you help Ro up, you see what looks like a pie tin stuck to Ro's back with what looks like it may have been a boysenberry pie just squashed on her back.
I wipe it off with my new shitty cloak.
Okay.
There you go. I could try to get more off back later, but we might need to use cleansing stone.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna be sore for a while.
Yes, me too.
Okay.
So let us make our way now quickly back to the main road. I do like to be I do not like to be in tight quarters when I don't know who my enemies are.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay, so you make your way back out to the main road, and you're still heading off towards the words messaging. So you get back out of the main road, you make a left, and you start as you approach the building, and you go to walk in. And now we're going to go ahead and shift back real quick to Steel, Tavern, and Echo. As Steel and Tavern walk out of Mama Agatha's, you all see Ro kind of running over towards you.
Ro or Echo?
Echo. Wow, I have been doing so good lately. All right, yeah, nope. Another.
And I fell for it because.
Yeah, no. So you all see Echo running back over towards you, coming from the blacksmith.
You guys got what you needed?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh, by the way,
Cool.
let's see. That was. We'll divide it up later. But here's 10 more gold from our haul,
Oh,
and I hand 10 over to Tyrion as well.
what's this for again?
We just sold a bunch of those pieces.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
From the Manticore.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Before we head out, aren't we?
I think.
Sorry, I remember it.
Steel's trying to fix his audio real quick.
We're better. We're better now.
Okay.
Sorry. Had to clean some things out of my ear there. So
The tech goblins are crazy today. All right, go ahead. So Echo was just wondering where you all were headed now, or if you all were heading back to the bunkhouse, right?
What time is it, by the way? Has it been an hour? I mean, it's like been.
Yeah, it's probably around a little afternoon-ish.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I think we wanted to head out as soon as possible, right?
Yeah. Let's just head back. I think we should be back just in time.
Okay, so y'all gonna head back to the bunkhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Taryn?
Oh, go ahead.
Don't have anything to sneak around and do, so yeah, I'll head back.
Okay.
So
I always have to ask Taryn because you never know if he wants to sneak off or something.
Or ask.
Actually, nah. Because there's no way for me to know what happened to those other two, or there's no reason right now for me to want to follow the other two. So
Right. Okay.
stick with the group right now.
All right. So y'all start heading back. Towards
Yeah,
the
and
bunkhouse.
while we're heading back, I'll just again whisper to Still, be like, so she didn't give me the rings that you mentioned, but she gave me really, really nice chains.
That'll work great if that's what she's
Awesome.
got. Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Okay, so you all make your way back. Halceris and Ro, you all walk into this building. You see a whole bunch of papers just lying all over a countertop. You see shelves of books and letters and all these different papers. And as you approach up towards the counter, you look over and you see this small gnome sitting by a sphere with his hands on it, eyes closed, just kind of focusing. You see he's got a symbol imprinted into the center of his forehead of House Civis. After, I was gonna go ahead.
No, I was going to say imprinted or like a dragon mark.
So it's a dragon mark,
Sure.
and you see that mark actually glowing. And after about a minute or so, you see the glow of the dragon mark kind of go away, and he takes his hands off, opens his eyes, looks over at you. Yeah, what do you want?
Hello, Squints. Pleasure to see you again.
Yeah, as always, what you want?
I need to have something decoded.
Decoded, huh? All right, hold on. And he comes off the one table that he had the orb on, drops down to the floor, comes running over, climbs up the counter, stands up there, still only not even eye level with you.
Mm-hmm.
Little 2.5 foot tall gnome.
Yep.
All right, what you got for me?
And I would, I'll take the book, and I'm going to mark just out without, well, not without them seeing. I say, I have this book. We found at a very unsavory site, but it is encrypted by civis means. So,
All right, let me see. Yeah, he takes it, starts looking through. Goes back a couple pages. Well, I haven't seen this one in a long time. Yeah. It's not gonna be cheap. I mean, with that many words is in here, plus I gotta dig out that old thing. Yeah, it's probably gonna run you. It's gonna run you about 40 gold.
Can I see? Is he trying to give me shit? Is he trying to
give me insight?
Trying to bullshit me, Squints? I'm not here for it. 23.
So with the 23, you watching him go through this, he seems very intrigued by what this may be, and you can see, like, in his mind, this is some sort of old cipher that isn't used anymore. So he's actually really intrigued. He's not BSing you at all on what this on the price for this.
I will say then. I'll look at the row, look back at them, and say, "How about I will give you 20 gold now, 20 gold upon completion."
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah.
How long would this take?
I'm gonna need at least 10 days.
10 days?
It's a lot of stuff in here.
10 days.
I look at him, I'll get a little bit closer and say, time is of the utmost with this, but also discretion. The people that we got this from would not be pleased to see it in the hands of others.
So he just kind of leans in towards you. Discretion, huh? 50 gold.
I will put 5 more gold within a week.
Kind of squints his eyes at you a little bit, which is the trademark.
I bore at him, just like with the authority of like a little more regal than I'm used to, but
all right. Yeah, you got yourself a deal.
Good.
He reaches down, grabs the gold.
I also need to send a message to Korth.
The court. Okay. How you want me to send that?
How quickly can a message through the Civis network go?
So, I mean, I can send it just the letter itself. Go by the roads. That's going to run you about $1 per mile. If you want me to go ahead, send it, with the stone back there, that's going to run you about 2 silver per word.
Okay. I will send a silver message on the network.
Okay, so how many words are in your message?
Let us say, just for expediency, I'll make it a 10-word message. So, is that 2 gold?
Yep. That's gonna run you 2 gold.
So I will make a 10-word message.
All right. So, go ahead, give me the message. Gold. All right. I will get this sent out right away. If come back, later or tomorrow or whatever, and we'll see if you get a reply.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this.
Anything else?
Do not think so.
No, you good? How about you, sweetie? You good?
I'm good
You sure?
for now.
Oh, okay. Hey, you come back and see me later. All right. And he jumps off the counter, goes back over, gets back up, and you see him reading your little note. Puts his hands on the orb, and you see the dragon mark start to glow again.
Make my way outside with Ro.
All right.
Hopefully that message finds its recipient in better straits than we are. Are you feeling okay?
Oh yeah, fine. I mean, there's definitely a bruise blooming, but at least I smell like boysenberry.
As you put your hand on your back like that, you just feel the berries still stuck to your back.
How hurt does Ro look?
Like okay. Like she looks
Yeah.
a little banged up, but like nothing too bad.
It's more her pride that's hurt
Sure.
than
100%.
physical.
Okay. All right, let us make our way. Unfortunately, our romp through the alleyways, I think, is taking more time than it was worth.
That's probably true.
Yep. Okay. So you all are heading back to the bunkhouse as well?
Mhm.
All right. So you all arrive back at the bunkhouse. So as you all do end up actually kind of meeting again as you all approach the front door. Steel, Terran, and Echo, you all notice this large patch of what looks like a gooey, chunky spot on the back of Ro that's just slowly dripping. You see little berries just kind of dripping and falling onto the ground from it.
Just don't.
You,
Mm, mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I believe we should make our way out of town now. We do not appear to be in as friendly company as I hoped. And I will pull out the cloak. We chased a figure that clocked us, and they disappeared, and I will hand it to Steel unless it appears to be a glyph inscribed in the same color fabric. So they are clever. I will give them this.
I'm just gonna look at Tyrion and be like, I want to tell.
What?
That's oh, right. Yes. I forgot to mention that whoever sent the scorpions. Yes, it's an acquaintance of mine from the past. Look familiar. Why he's here? Why are they here? Not sure. But and then I go ahead and give them the same description of Cyrus.
The cloaked individual that you two saw, did he skip around a lot?
Well, it was kind of more like we caught a glimpse of something, and then we ended up throwing things at an empty cloak.
Oh, he didn't skip all of the time. Just some.
I'm just going off of what you told me, but okay, I'll keep that in mind.
It's not wrong that he's a skipper.
Hey,
Like he has a boat.
Does he skip rocks?
I look at Terran with just a little more serious look than I normally give anyone, and I say, actively trying to kill us, and you chose now to say a thing that might have come in handy.
Forgot.
You forgot.
Well, did you see anyone suspicious?
You mean you forgot that the person who uses bugs or whatever might actually be after us, even though you went directly to your bed and started looking for one?
I just gasped because I didn't like think about that.
Things, so
What if we had gotten bitten and you would have escaped in the process?
I mean, he technically didn't escape. He got bit or stabbed or whatever those things do.
I was stung. First of all, you saw me looking. You saw the kobold die. You saw stone die.
And you had no idea that somebody might
have only a hunch until we found 6 more.
Okay, from here on out, we share our hunches.
Well, fair enough. We needed some rest. Waiting until morning. I mean, you could have brought it up at breakfast, but I knew you were a little distracted by not having risotto, so that's on me, I guess.
No. No.
We don't have time to talk this over. We need to get moving.
I will cinch up my.
Can I change first?
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
Go for it.
I will cinch up my armor because I wasn't wearing it around, just walking. But and then I will, as I make my way out of the bunkhouse, look at Taryn in the eyes. Try your best to remember for next time, and I will walk away.
Dad's disappointed.
I'm not angry. I'm just.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
I'm a little angry.
All right. You get changed. While everybody else is getting ready, I'm gonna walk over to my my supplies that I keep around the bunkhouse.
Okay.
And get a little hand drill, and I'm gonna start drilling into some teeth.
Okay. All right.
Don't look at me like that, Echo. These are yours.
He's drilling
that
into
was an Echo really looking like that.
I know.
Okay, so you're working on that. Rogue is getting cleaned up. Halcera's got his armor on. You all are ready to go. Where
I'm contemplating whether I want to take my book or not. I don't think it'll make sense, so I'm just gonna tuck it under my pillow.
Oh. Okay, keep going.
How long is the trip gonna take? Do you all think?
Twiggy said it was about a half-day trip into the mountain.
So when do you think we'll be back?
I pray we are back by the night.
By tonight?
I pray. I do not want to stay there. Is Manticore hide?
True. I might have a possible solution for that. You want to give me a hand real quick? There, Halceris. And
sure.
It's not really my area, but if you wanted to say a little prayer, it couldn't hurt. I'm gonna try to finish fixing this Dudrix cube.
Sure. I will say a quick prayer and give guidance, and I will just kind of, with my hands too, I'll just kind of point out what I think I see on the cube.
Okay. So go ahead, give me intelligence check to try to solve it.
To solve is an 18 plus my int, right? Plus 3.
Okay, so you're able to solve it. Now go ahead and give me a percentile to see if it stays or if it recharges.
32.
So it does not stick.
Can I fix it? Can I make the attempt to
Okay, go ahead and give me a tinker check now. Yep.
Okay.
With some extra help.
Yep.
With that,
okay.
Yeah. With that guidance.
And I'll give you advantage on it as well, because Halceris did say he's kind of helping you see stuff.
Thank you, Halceris. There's a 20 here. So 21, 2, 3, 4, 26.
Plus a D4? Did you add the D4?
That's with my D4. That's
okay,
everything
so,
on the board. A natural 20 plus my 3 plus another 3 off the D4.
So as you're tinkering with it and Halceris is kind of pointing stuff out, mumbling little prayers and touching you on the back, you feel that you actually you found a piece that was kind of loose and you're able to kind of get it tucked into place. And you feel that maybe your chances now might be a little bit better of this thing recharged.
There we go. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm having physical electronics problems. So.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, but yeah,
Better
nope.
now.
So that was actually a successful tinker check on the Dudrix cube. So you now have a higher chance of it actually recharging when you solve it.
Wonderful. I'm not exactly sure what we did, but it looks good.
Well, it's not going to help us for today. We got to give it some time.
All right.
Okay. Where do you all plan on going?
Let's go to the mountains.
The mountains.
Twiggy had mentioned there being a path easy for kobolds to see, and we knew the direction that the flying ones were heading.
Right. We actually, at one point I saw some kobolds moving close to the mountains. It looked like they were heading off. I think we can head that direction.
Okay.
So we have a heading.
All right. So you start heading off towards the south, towards the mountains where you encountered the initial Twiggy and the winged kobolds that you had came across earlier. And so you continue on for a couple of hours. Go ahead, give me a perception check. Everyone.
Give myself a little boost on this one. It's not going to do much.
Oh, Ro got a 7.
11.
I just like everywhere I turn, I just keep smelling boysenberry.
Yeah, even though you're completely clean now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, oh god.
Psychic damage.
I got a 6.
I too must be distracted by the boysenberry because I got a 4.
Got an 11.
So I got a 6. The dog got an 11, and the bird got a 15.
Alceres, did you save everyone?
I tied with the bird.
15. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
This is perception for what are we looking for?
So just as you're heading towards the mountains, just kind of seeing around.
We're not seeing anything around.
Not really, no.
We're not here for sightseeing. We're here for straight to the mountain.
Yep.
Getting the job done.
Okay, so as you start to approach the base of the mountain, you do see what looks like a small little path that kind of goes up into the mountains with a bunch of rocks, like steep cliffs around it. So as you start to approach that, you all see kobolds start to pop up all over this area as you approach it. So what I need you all to do is go ahead to battle map 2 for me, please.
I don't like when you send us to battle maps.
You don't? It's my favorite part.
Is it?
As a note, the dog can't actually be surprised. He would have like I don't know how it works, but he probably would have started barking as soon as we got in a range, even if he didn't know exactly what the danger was.
Yeah. So no, they did not do a very good job at hiding.
Which battle map?
Either. Battle map 2.
Okay.
Danger.
Yeah. So on battle map 2, I need you to go ahead, and as you approach, you've got some large boulders on the left side, some trees and some bushes over there. You got another little cliff on the right side, some trees, some fallen trees and stuff, and you look up and you see a host of kobolds up on top of the cliff to your right. And you see some more kobolds approaching, coming towards you from the left side.
That as well have been 50 for free.
Oh, that's a lot of little beasties.
Yeah. So what I need everybody to do is go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
Ooh, boy.
I'm done rolling with this one. Immediately improved. 21.
I'm rolling horribly today.
Switch your dice. Mine were clearly cursed.
I have been switching dice every roll. Every bad roll, I switched dice. I rolled a good roll, then I rolled it again. It was a bad roll, so I switched the dice.
Okay.
This is a good time to remind everybody that if you would like to donate, you can give us some advantage. We get a point of inspiration. Yeah, that would be great. Please do so.
You can also inspire the kobolds.
No, you don't need
Don't
to do
that. That seems mean.
That seems mean.
1,000 points to inspire the kobolds.
Yeah.
I think it should be 2,000 to inspire the kobolds.
Yeah,
Feel
2,000.
free to inspire them to befriend us.
Or just to die.
That's mean.
Okay, so with that, initiative rolls 20 and above. Nobody got 20 or above?
No, I did 21.
Okay. Row, 15 to 20. Okay.
That's a good sign.
10 to 15.
13.
11.
Okay,
Nice.
So, what was that, Helceris?
13.
Steel?
12.
And Echo was 11, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Halceris, Steel, Echo. What'd you get, Taryn?
Got 6.
Okay.
Oh,
We're doing great, guys.
All right. So, at the Steel, go ahead, place yourself on the map along with Cafe and Biscuit, please.
Getting there, sorry.
Yep. Nope, you're good. So, in case you don't know, Steel has been doing double work for us these last couple of weeks because our normal tech crew is out right now. So, Steel is also doing our tech work. So
I'm putting the bird kind of out and about, but he's up. He's flying high.
Right. Gotcha. Alrighty. We're gonna top of the round with Ro.
So Ro's she's gonna, untie her whip and pull her rapier out, but she's gonna just kind of step forward, and I mean, she doesn't know Draconic, but she's gonna hope that someone knows Common. Can we help you?
Okay. You did just all start snarling at you.
Can I have said that talking is my bonus action?
Sure.
So for an action, I'm gonna hold an attack with my whip for the next kobold that gets within range.
Okay. Makes perfect sense. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. Next up is the group of kobolds. I'll come charging in.
I love this order of initiative.
It
worked out great.
Yep. So these kobolds, all snarling, come running up towards you. Each one of them brandishing a dagger. Just come running at you as all bloodthirsty looking. All right. They don't quite get within range yet, though. Alceris, you're up.
okay.
And not even within range of your whip.
No. I was just saying I would also like to be described as bloodthirsty looking.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So I see that them all coming in, and I look at Ro for going for diplomacy, and it's like, I appreciate it, but they do not seem to be in the reasoning mood.
No.
And I will maneuver myself to be right here, in line with all these kobolds. And after talking with Ro the other night and exposing my mark, I feel just a urge inside of me to like feel who that was again. And I'm going to, instead of grabbing my holy symbol, I'm going to just reach out with my hand, and then I'm going to cast Gust of Wind, the spell.
Okay.
So it is a 10-foot wide, 60-foot long blast of air
Okay.
that I choose the direction to go, so it's blowing away from me.
Okay.
Everybody, all the kobolds need to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away in direction following the line. And actually, I'm going to step just under Cafe.
Okay. So what is the save that they need? What's
They
the
need
DC?
to make a strength save of 12.
They got a 16.
All of them?
So for this fight, I'm using mob mechanic. So I'm treating each of these two different groups of kobolds as one kind of organism.
Organism with a lot of attacks.
They have pack tactics. I mean, it would make sense.
Yep.
Okay.
They use
So-
the front, they just use the front two as a wind block. They just hold them there.
Yeah.
Can we ever use our inspiration to force an enemy to reroll?
No.
Okay, just, I thought that'd be a fun little, okay.
Maybe we'll add something like that down the road, but we don't have that in place right now. Maybe we'll
Okay.
look at that. Maybe that'll be another.
That's a solid option, though.
That could be something. Maybe we come up with later on.
Okay. Just double checking one thing. Oh, well, I mean, when they start their turn, they have to make the save again. This is concentration.
Okay, good to know. All right, so you're maintaining that, Gus. You see them all kind of like holding each other, holding it back. All right, Steel, you're up.
The ones on top of the ridge. How far away? Can I gauge how far away they are from me?
They're roughly 60 to 70 feet away from you.
Fantastic. So I'm gonna have I'm going to start by shooting my repeater at the first one that here.
Okay.
Let me.
It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm treating them as kind of a group, so
Right.
I'm using mob mechanics for this because there's just going to be too many kobolds.
So I'm gonna just try to hit the first one that I can, and I'm going to we'll start there.
Okay.
Oh, this is the one that has like a +6. That's a dirty 20 then.
Okay, that hits.
I was like, this math is hard, but it's not. Never mind. Okay, and that is. Pardon me. All right. That's 11 points of force damage.
Okay. As you do that, you see the bolt go out, and one of the kobolds just gets knocked back onto the ground.
And I'm going to, as my bonus action, I'm just gonna let Cafe take a shot at one of these ones next to Halceris.
Okay.
And so we'll start there. Yeah. So 13 to hit.
13's gonna hit.
Okay.
Give me damage.
And damage is max damage, which is 6 points of force damage to the first one in line.
Okay. So as you do that, you see the coffee bean comes, strike it in the head. It falls to the ground and gets tumbled backwards and just
Okay.
rolls
And then
down.
on his own, because they can act independently and move, but I can't give them any actions. I'm gonna have the pooch just come over here and stand next to Halceris.
Okay.
And just snarl. He's just gonna snarl at him.
Okay.
And he automatically takes the dodge action on his own.
Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay. Next up, Echo. Or do you plan on moving, Steel?
Nope. Standing right where I am. If they're all within shooting range, I'm staying right here.
Okay. Echo, you're up.
I don't want to really fight them.
Not the time right now. Take them out.
Fine. All right, so I guess I'll just run towards them.
There is a cone of wind, just to be aware.
How would that affect me?
You would have to make a saving throw.
Oh no. Okay. All right, boomerang it is.
Yeah, boomerang.
Yes.
We're gonna upgrade that thing soon.
Mhm.
The Doomerang.
That is a 12.
12 hits.
Oh, whoo. 6 damage.
So, which you're throwing it at one of the ones that's on the ground, right?
Yeah, I'm like throwing it at their feet to like trip them up.
Okay,
backwards.
so you hit the one in the back, it trips, knocks its head on the rock, and then just goes flying backwards from the wind. As you see, like a spurt of blood just shoot up from its skull where it cracked
Does my
open.
boomerang come back to me?
No.
The wind doesn't blow it back to me?
No, the wind actually blows it out where the diamond is.
Okay, well, I can't do much else. I'll just stay here.
Oh, don't worry, we'll get you a better boomerang eventually.
Here. It's just one thing.
So nothing else?
No. Maybe I'll move closer to Ro.
Okay. All right. So as you're doing that, you look up at the ridge and you see all the kobolds up there take what looks like a little leather patch with some rope, start swinging it over their heads, and they launch what looks like just a volley of rocks down at Taryn, because you're the closest. So, Taryn, what is your AC?
14.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. So this volley of rocks comes flying down towards you, and you get struck by 2 of them. So you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as these 2 rocks, and all these other rocks just are landing around you.
Is it 8?
8, yes. All right, and you see them digging out more rocks out of a little pouch, getting ready to go do it again. Taryn, you are up.
All right, so bonus action. I'm casting Hail of Thorns,
Okay.
and I'm firing it right into the middle of this group. I'd say this one, but you said it doesn't.
So which one? The one up on the ridge or the one
on the
down
ridge? On top of the ridge. I'm
Okay.
firing on.
This
the
is
ones on the ridge.
retaliatory.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course,
Of course. I figured it.
So touch my druidic focus. The arrow turns into a rose with a lot of thorns, and I fire into the middle of the group, and they have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
That is $10.
So a 10.
Yes.
So the arrow shoots up and it just sails right up over their heads.
Okay.
What else you doing?
I have nothing else. I have nothing else to do. But I want to ask a question. So it's a concentration spell up to 1 minute, and it says the next time I hit a creature. So does that mean the spell is still up?
Yes, as long as you maintain concentration.
Great.
Yep.
Great. So, all right, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, Ro, you are up.
Yay! So I'm going to is it I know I ask you this every time, and one day I'll remember. To switch from my melee weapons to my crossbow. Is that an action? Is that a bonus action? Is it a free action?
So I will let you do it as a bonus action if you drop your weapons.
Right.
Yep. If you drop your melee weapons and pull your crossbow out, that'll be a bonus action.
So having picked up my hand axe from when I threw it at the cloak,
Okay.
I'm going to chuck it into the line of kobolds.
Okay. Go ahead, give me an attack roll. So you see it, as the axe is going towards this line of kobolds, the wind coming from Halceris' spell throws it off course, and it just kind of tumbles.
Next to the doomerang or
No,
boomerang?
no, not quite that far. So we're gonna say right around there.
Good, great. Hey, watch your aim. The wind is blowing.
Okay, so next up.
I'm also
Yep.
gonna move
Okay.
and kind of come over hereabouts next to the peeps.
Okay. That's it. All right. So they got to make a strength saving throw. You said, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So what happens again?
They are pushed back 15 feet. And then to try to approach in this wind is half movement.
Okay.
Let me double check that part. I believe it is.
Difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Well, not difficult terrain by say it's 2
Right,
feet of
right.
movement for every 1 foot. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So yep. So they get pushed back and they start trying to come back in, trying to fight it. One of them's able to get out of the wind, but these other ones are not really thinking straight, and they're still staying within. Yep. So that's what they do. All right. Next up, Halceris.
Cool. I'm going to look at them from there, and I will cast a. Let's go with. I don't think they're very wise. Let's do Toll the Dead. All right, but first I will say to Steel, I'm going to cast Toll the Dead. You mentioned before you want the heads up. And I will just, on one of them, cast Toll the Dead.
Okay.
So that's a Wisdom 13.
Yeah, I got a 17.
Son of a bitch. All right, that's it. But the wind tunnel still remains.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
There's a cantrip. I will. No, I will hold on to it. So that's it.
Okay. Steel, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna take another shot up at the top ridge, thin their numbers. 15 to hit.
15 hits.
All right. That's 6 points of damage.
All right, as you see another kobold gets knocked backwards to the ground.
This time we're gonna take a look at the one that's free is the one on the far right. Is that what we're looking at? He's free of the
Yes,
cone?
yep. The one to the far right is the one that's outside of the gust of wind.
Oh yeah, he can make it through there. So we'll just do 10 and then 15. Yeah, he should make it there just fine.
Okay, so he's running through the gust of wind.
Huh? No, I'm going having him go around.
Okay. Okay.
He's going
Just-
behind. He was next to Halceris. I counted that
Right.
as 10 going through Halceris into the next area, the next thing. And then
Okay,
he's going-
just making sure. Just
Yep.
making sure.
I was
Okay.
like, he has 40 speed of movement, so I was like, he's faster
Okay.
than me.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No, he's fine. Okay.
Okay. He's gonna make an attack on that one.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
I believe that is a miss. I think it's 9. I believe. 1 second.
9.
It is. Yeah, it's a 9.
Okay. Yep. Nope. So as this kobold comes out of the gust, it sees Biscuit coming over, and it just kind of rolls right by Biscuit as Biscuit tries to chomp down on it.
And we're gonna have Cafe. He's gonna drop low, and he's gonna go right here behind.
Okay.
Tyrion.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Anything
turn.
else? Okay. Echo, you're up.
So just to clarify, this one that's in the far right, if I go up to it, I won't be affected by the gust of wind.
Correct.
All right, so I'm just gonna run up to it and attack it with my scimitar, my double bladed scimitar.
Okay.
All right. Let's go. $13.
13 hits.
Yay. Six damage.
Okay, as you come up to it, you slice this thing right up the middle.
Yeah, just sorry.
Yep. These kobolds are dying.
And I'm just gonna stay there.
Okay. Next up, from the ridge. Seeing you just sliced one of their friends, Echo. The ones at the top launch a volley of rocks towards you. What is your AC?
My AC is a 15.
15, so they need that. Okay, so lucky for you that the range they have disadvantage because one of those was a natural 20. The other was a 19.
Oh, it still hits.
Yeah, so they still
Oh
hit.
my god, 19 and 20 as if it's so.
So they still hit. Matter of fact, it's going to be 2 of them hit you as well. So you're gonna take a 6. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage
Awesome.
as you get pelted in the back from rocks, and you see other rocks just kind of landing all around you. Some of them go into the gust of wind and get shot off.
Do they hit any of these kobolds? That'd be nice.
No. All right. Next up, Tavern.
I'm gonna try to shoot those guys on the ridge again with the with my hail of thorns. Another.
Okay.
Let's use my right hand. Maybe the left hand is cursed. That is crazy. 18.
18 hits. Go ahead and give me damage.
So, so I have to roll the dexterity saving throw for the hail of thorns.
They got an 18.
What the hell? So they take half damage.
Okay.
So okay, it's a D. What am I rolling? D8 plus 3. So initial damage is 7. Hit. God damn. Hail of thorns damage is 1.
So, okay. So 1 damage from Hail of Thorns. What was the arrow damage?
The arrow damage was 7.
Okay. So the one that you struck explodes in a hail of thorns. And the 2 around them you see them get peppered with the thorns, and they just kind of snarl a little bit back down at you.
How high is the cliff?
You talk maybe 20 feet.
Yeah, I'm moving towards the. What is it? Yeah, I'm moving.
Yeah, those are trees right there. So the trees kind of go up
a little bit, like almost right to the bottom of the. They're throwing down over the trees at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in a tree and try to climb the trees to get up there.
Okay.
So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, I'm in the trees.
Okay, so next round you'll be able to try climbing up there. Okay. Ro, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to Gust of Wind is going to hit me if I go in that direction no matter what, isn't it?
Pretty much.
But you could stand outside of it and hit the one.
That one like right to the side, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool, doing it. I'm going to run up here, vault over our dog and whack him.
Give
with
me
my
an attack
rapier.
roll.
I will do that, sir. 16 to hit.
16 hits. Go ahead, give me
Wonderful.
damage.
Love to hear it. Why am I rolling like shit? That's a 6 damage.
And you skewer it. These things don't have a lot of hit points.
I know, but I could have done better.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, pull my blade out and toss him.
Okay. That's
Yeah,
it?
that's it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
All right. These guys, they're...
Strength saving throw.
Yep. That time they got a 15.
That'll do it.
Okay. So,
Still difficult terrain coming towards me.
right. They're gonna, however, seeing what just happened, kind of move off to the side so they all get out of the gust, except for that one guy just to the left of Ro. And they are all gonna come at you, Ro, with their daggers. So what is your AC?
My AC is 14.
14. Okay. So that.
Pause.
Yep.
The one nearest the dog has disadvantage. He puts disadvantage on him. He interposes, so his ability he can use his reaction
Yep. No. Right.
to cause a disadvantage on the attack roll.
Okay. So so with that, you see two of the kobolds coming at you. They're about to strike, and you just kind of see Biscuit just kind of swat their hands away as they were about to strike you. So yeah. All right. So next up, we have Halceris again.
Okay. Now that they've all moved over there, I am going to drop concentration because it's just too much of a quagmire over here. So I will drop my concentration, but not before getting a billowing effect from it to help me sprint. And I will move to here and start. Let's see here, +2 for that one. So that's not going to do. I will do Toll the Dead again on one of them.
All right, that time they got an 8. So go ahead and give me damage.
That 3 damage, necrotic.
Okay, you see one of them just kind of grab his head and start screaming.
Mm-hmm.
You see some fluid starting to come out of one of its ears. All right. Anything else?
And then I will look at Ro. Is bad place to be in. So I'm just going to do it. I say, on your feet. Good on your feet. And I'm going to cast a healing word to you because I know you took damage earlier.
Okay.
6 healing.
6 points of healing to Ro.
Tank.
Okay. Anything else, Halceris?
Nope, that's what I got.
Steel, you're up.
Okay, we are going to first dog bite. So, or actually, no, he goes after me, doesn't he? I'll attack the ridge again. I'll just shoot another one up there.
All right.
Oh, that's gonna miss. Maybe actually, no. 11. What's
11 just misses.
Okay. And then I'm gonna have Biscuit bite.
Okay.
So go on, Biscuit, do it. Biscuit. Why Biscuit? Biscuit can't roll for crap today. Biscuit gets a 8.
Nope, that misses as well.
Fantastic. That's all I got.
Okay.
Where is? Oh, you went way up in the trees, dude. Okay.
So he's under the trees right now. He's about to go climb in the trees.
Yeah, but the bird's not following him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He is going to move over a little bit closer to the group and stay just above. Excuse me, stay just above Halceris.
Okay. All right. Next up, Echo.
I'm gonna take my scimitar and go for the one that's in the right corner of Ro.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
All right, let's go. It's a 19.
19's gonna hit. Go ahead and give me the damage.
That's an 8.
And you cut down another one.
There's just so many of them.
There is.
Oh wait, am I in melee range of this other kobold or?
I will say yeah, because they're kind of
Okay.
acting as a pack right now.
Never mind. I wanted to pick up my boomerang, but okay, that's
Okay.
my turn.
Well, I'll let you move up there without taking an opportunity attack. if you
Oh,
wanna
wonderful.
do that.
Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
boomerang. Hello.
Yep. So you pick up your boomerang.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Next up is the guys at top seeing you go for that boomerang. They're gonna come after you again, Ro. All right. Echo.
Oh no.
And this time you as you're picking it up, you look up, you see all the rocks, and you're able to just kind of step around all of them. All right, Taryn, you're up.
All right, I'm trying to get up there. I need a roll.
Acrobatics or athletics?
Great. Acrobatics it is. Let's get tree flipping. Yeah. I didn't hit the box right. And it just
All right, what you got?
got an 8. I messed up on the throw. I got an 8.
You got an 8. All right, you get part way up, you slip on a loose rock, you fall back down onto the ground, taking 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
I'll just stay there.
That's it. All right, Ro, you're up.
All right. So I'm going to hit the one, the topmost one with my rapier.
Okay.
That's in that one.
Okay.
So obviously that's not going to hit. And then I'm going to try and hit try and hit the same one with my whip.
Okay.
For my bonus action. And that is a 9.
So no, so you miss. So as you go to strike with your rapier and bring the whip around behind it, you hear off behind you, you hear Taryn just as he hits the ground, and it kind of threw you off, so you weren't able to. All right. Next.
That's that.
Next up, these 3 kobolds are going to attack you again. Okay, that time they hit. Only one of them actually is able to get through, though. So it's going to be 5 points of piercing damage as you get hit by one of the. Oh no, hold on. I forgot. Yep, nope, they still do. Okay.
Okay.
I forgot the disadvantage from Biscuit, but
I took it like a champ.
Yep. All right. So next up, Halceris.
Yeah. Again, I will. This time, the one I hit before. I'm gonna hit him again with Toll the Dead.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw of
Yes, sir.
16.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. No, he's fine.
These kobolds are all good on their saving throws.
They are, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Could I do an unarmed strike with my bonus action? I'm not proficient.
No,
Swing
because you
away.
have to. No, because you would have to have made a attack action, but you used the
Alright.
spell.
That's what I got. I'm out.
Okay. All right. Next up, Steel.
Okay. I'm going to shoot again at the ridge.
Okay. Give me an
That's
attack roll.
better. 19.
19 hits. Go ahead and give me
Alrighty.
damage.
5.
All right. You see another one of them just go sprawling backwards.
All right. Okay. Come on, Biscuit. We do that bite we've been practicing. You got this.
All right.
Better. 22 to hit.
Give me damage.
7.
All right. Biscuit bites down right on the neck of one of these kobolds.
And he'll just move into that spot right now and just get to the next one.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Echo, you're up.
I'm just gonna go for the one straight in front of me with my scimitar again.
Okay.
Here we go. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
I'm rolling really high on like
Must be nice.
All right.
for okay, his damage is an 8.
An 8. Okay,
Just
so
gonna go for the head with this one.
yep. So as you swing your scimitar, you carve off the head of one, and kind of follow through and are able to nick the throat of the other one, and take both of them out.
That makes me think of Twiggy, but okay. Whew. Ah.
So anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay.
Can we please go now?
So having seen this, all the kobolds up on the ridge run. And they just run off back up into the mountain.
That's right.
Do we get an action as they turn, or is that part of their move?
That was their turn.
So,
Yep. So it was their turn. They saw that this was not going very well and they ran. So as we finish off this little encounter, this is where we're going to go ahead and call it for the evening. We have gone a little bit over tonight, but you know, when you're fighting kobolds, things happen.
Mm.
So what do you think, players? I mean, 16 kobolds, you know.
Yeah.
Still like a training simulation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, they're small they're small monsters to fight, but when you get them in groups like that, they can get kind of vicious.
Well,
Squish him
yeah,
like a bug.
With pack tactics, that's terrifying.
Between pack
We should
tactics,
develop pack tactics.
yeah. But no, it was good. Now y'all are at the base of the mountain, getting ready to head up to try to find this cavern. So we'll see what wonders you find next week, as you are now trying to go into the belly of the Manticore's lairs. So, real quick before we go ahead, do head out for the evening. I did tell everybody that we were going to go ahead and let you know what it was we've done differently this week. So if you go back and look at every single one of our episodes, you will notice that we have all worn the same color shirt through the first 11 episodes of Dirty Deeds. Tonight, we decided to change it up a little bit. We all went with something different from each other.
You could say that the first 11 were nice and clean, and the last one made the dirty dozen.
There we go.
Well, there's the dad joke of the day.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
We still matched a little bit. We got 3 characters in plaid and
yeah, I mean,
ads and reddish.
a little bit, but
Ish.
we decided to change it up a bit today. But no, we're definitely glad we had y'all here tonight. We do have a few announcements for you though before we go ahead and take off.
excuse me, starting with, don't forget to subscribe to the Games Tavern YouTube channel right now. Subscribing is free, and you won't miss any of the action. You can catch up on our show if you get behind for some reason, or you can go watch any of the shows here on the Games Tavern channel. So please go check it out. Your comments and rating the videos gives us a boost and helps find future fans of the show and get them involved in all the things here at the Games Tavern. So please do go check that out and give us a follow.
Also, if you have time to check something out, overheadgames.com and their awesome avatar making tools are super cool. But tomorrow, happy to see they're back. They took a week off, but the Mists are back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Once they have you, they never let you go.
Also on Tuesdays, be sure to check out our friends over on The Welkin Weave tomorrow. The Welkin Weave delves deep into the Underdark to stop the Aboleth from creating a god show that will block all divine spells from reaching Am. How can they stop aberrations that existed from the birth of the world? How deep must they delve, and what dangers lie before them in the realms below? Tune in to find out tomorrow.
Yeah, no, definitely check them out. And we definitely look forward to seeing y'all again here next week at 7 p.m. on Monday as we continue this harrowing tale or emotional scarring.
I mean, just fight some manicore.
Yeah, some manicores, maybe somebody with a special whip. I don't know, something like that. Well, don't look at me like that. You'll have to tune in next week to see how this all goes. It's been a pleasure having y'all. You have a good night.
Bye.